Good afternoon, Year 4. Today we are learning about how Jews pray. So we've spent lots of time looking at different religions and how and why each religion prays. This week it is time to look at Jewish people. So your book will look something like this by the end of the lesson. And our first task then is we have a video to watch about Jewish prayer. So there's a QR code here, there's a link here, and there's also the YouTube link on the Waterside website to help you. Okay, so watch the video, and while you are watching, I want you to make a list of what Jews need in order to pray. Okay, so pause this video and watch the video about Jewish prayer now. Okay then. So, in your book, I now want you to think about what we now know about Jewish prayer. Okay, so you might want to think about where it takes place, what items are needed, who is involved, okay, and anything else that you might think of that is to do with Jewish prayer. So, using that video you have just watched to help you, okay? So you are making a list in your book underneath your Shima sticker if you have one. Okay then, moving on, we're going to carry on to a little bit more about the Shema so we can add to our list as we go. So, the Shema is largely considered to be one of the most important Jewish prayers, and many Jewish people will recite, that they'll read the Shema 3 times a day to remind them of their religious duties. The Shema is usually the first prayer that Jewish children will learn, and it will also be included in many synagogue services. There are many reasons why the Shema is important to Jews. Some of these reasons include that it reminds them there is only one God, reminds them of the covenant and the agreement between God and the Jews, and it reminds them of the mitzvot, or the commandments that they should be following as part of their covenant. It encourages children to think about these rules and relationship with God from an early age. There are 3 short paragraphs in the Shema, and they are taken from the Torah, which is the Jewish religious book, in the book of Deuteronomy. Okay, and here is the first paragraph. And it says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Blessed is his name, whose glorious kingdom is forever and ever. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your might. These words that I command you today shall be upon your heart. Repeat them to your children and talk about them when you sit in your home, and when you walk in the street, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Hold fast to them as a sign upon your hand, and let them be as reminders before your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your home and at your gates." So this is a quote from the Torah, and it is the beginning of the Shema prayer. Okay, so the remainder of the Shema promises to give good harvests to those who follow God's rules. There are explanations of how to pray properly and what should be worn. Examples include that Jews should wear clothes which have tzitzit, so tassels, at each corner. The tassels are meant to remind Jews of the covenant and keeping God's rules. Some Jews will wear an undergarment at all times with a tzitzit on it, or some will just wear a talit, which is a prayer shawl, when praying. Write them on your doorposts of your homes and your gates represents the mezuzah, and this is a small box containing the Shema, which is placed on doorposts in Jewish homes. Jews can touch the mezuzah as a reminder of the covenant and their relationship with God. Okay, so your activity today then is you have a sheet like this, and you are going to tell me the name of each of the artifacts that Jewish people need for their prayer. So giving me the name, and then you are telling me the purpose of each one. So the video will help you, but it will also help you with what we have just read. And if you are really struggling, then you could use a little bit of research on Google to look for the names of the items and find out more about their uses. So today, for RE, you are filling in this table, telling me the purpose of each artifact. Okay, please remember to send your work into myself or Mrs. Willis.